about a man named Ron who's blazing the trail. They say Scott Hammer's the boss on the show, but Ron's the one driving, just so y'all know. Ron Miller, he's the one in charge. Cheering Hammer down like a big old barge. Scott, don't worry, it's all in fun. Ron's a real host when the race is run. Now Ron talks engines and he talks tires. Scott might be the match, but Ron's a fire. With his country charm and a wink in his eye, he's taking over and we all know why. Ron Miller, he's the one in charge. Cheering Hammer down like a big old barge. Scott, don't worry, it's all in fun. Ron's a real host when the race is run. When Ron hits the mic, the crowd's on their feet. Scott's in the pit, they're just trying to compete. It's all good nature, just a country jest. But when it comes to upholstery, then the Ron's the best. Scott, don't worry, it's all in fun. Ron's a real host when the race is run. So raise your glass, let's give Ron the cheer. Scott's still our buddy, but it's Ron we revere. A little mutiny, just for a smile.
Oh, I'll bring by he that your country preaching.
Just playing with you, Scott. Don't go nowhere.
Racing Report with Scott Hammer.
Well, gather round, y'all, let me tell you a tale about a man named Ron who's blazing the trail. They say Scott Hammer's the boss on the show, but Ron's the one driving, just so y'all know. Ron Miller, he's the one in charge. Cheering Hammer down like a big old barge. Scott, don't worry, it's all in fun. Ron's a real host when the race is run. Now Ron talks engines and he talks tires. Scott might be the match, but Ron's the fire. With his country charm and a wink.
This is the Hammer Down Racing Report, and now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report. Part of the Evergreen Podcast Network. What are you doing over there? Part of the Evergreen Podcast Network. This is show number 362 for Thursday, the 16th of January. For some reason, I was thinking it was later than that. It just seems, I don't know.
Winter is dragging.
It's confusing me. The time's all messed up. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch from the Dominator Race Products Studio. Tonight on the show, we will be speaking with NASCAR driver Garrett Smithley, who's going to be running the Xfinity Series this year, and also talk to him about his father, who's helping out with the firefighting efforts in
I saw
Los
you
Angeles.
did a little tease on our Facebook
Did you?
page about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Pretty cool.
If you haven't, if you don't follow us on Facebook, you definitely should. Facebook.com/HammerDown Racing Report. or you can just search Hammer Down Racing Report. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. However you want to do it. If you're looking to, we got a new sponsor, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, and I redid some of our sponsor reads.
Really?
With since I had the AI kind of redo our Dominator one last week.
Sure.
I figured I'd do a little make. Yours even got
No.
some AI treatment.
Oh, be still my heart.
So you ready for this?
Yeah.
We got a new sponsor this week too.
You already said that.
I know. Did I tell you who it was?
No.
Well, listen up. If you're looking to conquer the... well, before we do that, keep starting and stopping. Also got to mention we're going to be giving away some East of Chicago pizza for How Many coming up a little bit later, as well as hashtag DCR. Put that in the comments of the Facebook Live or YouTube Live. That will get you in the drawing for one of these bad boys, a Hammer Down Racing Report sticker. And if you're a racer, you can stick that on your car and become part of the Hammer Down Army for 2025. We'll report on your finishes here on the show. And, I think that's about it. Now I can go into our sponsor.
Yeah, okay. And the new sponsor is...
Looking to conquer dirt track. Wait, looking to conquer the dirt track?
Ooh.
This is the AI. Titanic Racing is your one-stop shop. They are your dirt oval authority, carrying all the top brands in racing parts and equipment, from Hoosier tires to all the latest in chassis and engine components. They've got you covered. Need expert advice? Their knowledgeable staff.
Yeah.
Again, this AI taking some liberty. I mean, I'm sure there's knowledgeable staff there. Is ready to help find the right parts and your... ready to help you find the right parts for your race car and your budget. Call Titanic Racing, 740-391-9990, or you can also get a hold of Dean Henry, who is part of that. Yes, at 419-307-2231.
I wonder if we could get AI to read some of these spots, Scott.
Probably do a hell of a better job there. You can also visit TitoricRacing.com. Titanic Racing, your dirt oval authority. Elevate your racing performance with Dominator Race Products, the premier choice for high-quality, durable race car components. From innovative nose pieces and valances to robust fenders and spoilers, their products are engineered to enhance your vehicle's aerodynamics and durability on the track. Trusted by racers nationwide, Dominator Race Products delivers the reliability and performance you need to dominate the competition. Visit DominatorRaceProducts.com or call
419.
Yeah, I took their number out. It's scrolling at the bottom. Or no, it might be just Dominator Race Products. They took the number out. I'll have to, we'll get that back on a little bit. Just go to DominatorRaceProducts.com to explore their extensive range of products and take your racing to the next level. And finally, get ready, race fans. The 2025 Oakshade Raceway season kicks off April 26th with the DCR Graphics Sportsman, Dominator Superstocks, and Compacts in action. And then week number 2, they're still working on the schedule, but we got 3 dates here that I have confirmed. The second week of racing, Saturday, May 3rd, will be a full show featuring the 3 previous classes I just mentioned and the late models.
Cool. And Dominator Race Products phone number is 419-923-6970.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And make sure to mark your calendars for July 12th. That is the annual birthday race featuring the UMP Dirt Car Summer Nationals. Also going to be an American Late Model Ironman Series event. You can stay in the loop with all the high-octane action. Visit OakshadeRaceway.com. Make sure to follow on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest updates. Oakshade Raceway, we're the fastest meet to race. And
AI again, Scott?
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, okay.
And I figured I'd jazz it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're also going to be starting some giveaways. We're going to do some grandstand pass giveaways in pairs.
Really?
Coming up in the next few weeks for this summer at Oakshade Raceway as they celebrate their 50th year of racing. We're going to do a little bit of trivia.
That's pretty cool.
So stick around for that. Also going to mention Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Victory Fuel, Magic Moment Entertainment, and Ty Torg. Well, we already mentioned Ty Torg Racing, but welcome to them as our newest sponsor. So there you go. Before we get to Garrett Smithley and our interview with him, let's bust out our racing roundup. Check out some of the action that has taken place over the last week. guess it has been.
Yeah.
Racing Roundup.
Vado Speedway Park. They wrapped things up this past weekend. Friday, Garrett Alberson winning the late model feature out there. Kyle Strickler winning in the modifieds, and Christy Barnett winning in the X mods. We were watching some of that. My girlfriend was she was rooting for Christy to win, so she did win Friday night in the X mods. Saturday it was Bobby Pierce in the late models, Dustin Sorensen in the modifieds, Rob Mosley in the X mods, and Sunday again Bobby Pierce wrapping up his Wild West Shootout championship there with a win on Sunday. Kyle Strickler, the high side tickler in the modifieds, Rob Mosley in the X mods, and those last three there were the points champions.
Oh, okay.
For that Wild West Shootout deal. So pretty cool. Bunbury Speedway, Legend Car National title. Friday, Braden Wilmington picking up the win in the Legend Cars. Wayne Bingham, your super modified winner. And then Saturday, Rob Rawlings winning in the Legend Cars. Wayne Bingham again in the super modifieds this time. Georgia Ellis picking up the win in the Formula 125 Seniors. What is that exactly? Is that old cars or old drivers?
The what?
Formula 125 Seniors.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
You kind of lost me at Super Modifieds.
Did I?
I'm pretty much tuned in on what's happening in Australia, and that one baffles me.
Mason Kulker picking up the win in the Formula 12 Seniors.
Okay.
Thanks to producer Dave for that information. Perth Motoplex, Friday night, USA versus Western Australia. Speed Week finale, James McFadden picking up the win. Sprint cars, Darren Humphrey, your wingless sprint winner. Peter Dowie won Street Stock feature number 1. Hayden Norman won the second Street Stock feature. And then Saturday night, it was Kerry Madsen picking up the win in sprint cars.
He's pretty much had his way over there.
Yeah.
Back home for him.
Exactly. I thought he was New Zealand. Is he Australia? No. New Zealand?
No, he's Aussie.
Okay. Dane Kingshot won the USA versus Western Australia Sprint or Speed Week Championship there. Joe Chalmers winning the late models. Tom Pyatt in the speed cars, and Hayden Norman winning again in the street stocks. Esperance Speedway. Saturday, it's the AMCA Nationals 2025 Western Australia state title. Murray Parsons Jr. picking up the win in the AMCAs. Brett South in the Formula 500s. Jack Moroney picking up the win in the production sedans, and Ben Strautens in the late models. Murray Bridge Speedway on Saturday. It was the South Australian AMCA state title. Stephen Hopkins picking up your AMCA win. Tyson Martin, the winner in the wingless sprints. Nathan Thome in the modified sedans. James McDonald, Formula 500 winner, and Dylan Richter, Mod Lights. Oh, one more. Steve Gartner picking up the win in the street stocks. There's this other event that's been going on starting this
Down
past
under?
Monday. No.
Oh, okay.
In the States, in Oklahoma, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
It starts with a T. To Tulsa.
Oh, that's where it is. That's not what it is. Chili Bowl Nationals getting things going Monday night with Kyle Larson picking up the win. I guess it was a last lap pass. I didn't stay up to watch
I heard that it was really good.
Yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself for missing that. Christopher Bell won the Race of Champions feature. Cap Henry finished the A main in 14th, and Nick Hoffman finished the first B main in 16th after he flipped.
I guess Buddy Kofoid and
I got where they were in night number 2 Tuesday night.
Him and Kyle Larson.
Landon Brooks winning Tuesday night. Darren Nida finishing 14th in the first B main. Buddy Kofoid started the A main 18th and finished 3rd. So he had a pretty good run.
You were talking earlier about Kyle Larson.
He won Monday night.
Yeah, and I think maybe he and Buddy Kofoid, I heard that they had just slider after slider, double wide. I don't know what night it was.
I don't think he was running on Tuesday.
Okay.
He was just a Monday nighter.
Okay.
Emerson Axum won last night, though.
Ooh.
So, and Chili Bowl Nationals continuing now through Saturday's Alphabet Soup. And Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, that was supposed to kick off the Super Bowl
in Georgia.
Of dirt racing. Yeah, late model Super Bowl there at Golden Isle Speedway. Last night, Wednesday, was canceled. It was moved to today, and then that got canceled. No, I guess it just all got canceled. Tonight's action was moved to Sunday. So all due to the weather not cooperating down there. So hopefully things will get going tomorrow, and that'll go Friday through Sunday then at Golden Isle Speedway for Lucas Oil Late Models getting their 2025 season going. So we wish them luck. Mother Nature is not looking friendly around here next week, though.
Yeah, I'm glad next week.
That might be a cancel the hangover race weather we're going to get next week.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. Coming up, we'll be talking to Garrett Smithley here very shortly. Before that, I want to say, mention the Hammer Down Racing Report. When you contact Magic Moment Entertainment, you'll get $100 off your reception DJ service. Magic Moments, Ron Burt works with contracts, carries liability insurance. He never charges for mileage or dance floor lighting. That means you get all that stuff. You get the dance floor lighting. You get all the music. He covers the entire states of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky. So if you're getting married in any of those, or having your reception, or getting married, whatever, in any of those states, yeah, if you're having an event in any of those states, it doesn't cost you anything to get them out there. You probably could, if you're going like to the Bahamas or something for, a wedding on the beach or something.
Could talk him into,
you probably could talk him into it. It might charge you a little bit. It may make you pay for his hotel, but it may be worth it, especially if you mention the Hammer Down Racing Report and save $100 off of that. He's been in business for 30 years, takes pride in working closely with couples to make your special day just perfect. And as we mentioned, wedding receptions may be their specialty, but they also do corporate events and mitzvahs. Call 419-594-2261 or find them on Facebook, Magic Moment Entertainment, or Ohio Sports Splits. Just search either of those. You'll find Ron Burt there. So, and again, he's booking for June of this year and beyond. And he's been getting lots of calls. So that's
a good thing.
Get your reservation in early. Ron Miller Race Cars, your one-stop racing headquarters located in Lambertville, Michigan. Ron Miller Race Cars has everything you need to keep your racing dreams on track.
Oh, my.
From custom race cars to parts, safety equipment, service, and even American Racer tires. If it's for racing, Ron has it, or he can get it. Give him a call today, 734-856-7223, and let Ron help you gear up for victory. Ron Miller Race Cars, fueling racers one lap at a time.
Oh, my. AI did
Does that
a
work for you?
marvelous job. Yeah, okay, Scott.
All right, just making.
We're going to have to hire that dude.
Are you? I don't know if we can afford him. He's kind of expensive. Let's get our guest on, Garrett Smithley, who is going to be running the NASCAR Xfinity Series this year, kicking off with Daytona.
That soon.
All right, Garrett Smithley joining us tonight, making kind of some headlines. You got a full ride coming up for the 2025 season, and your father has been helping out in L.A. With the firefighting efforts going on out there. Let's start with your dad, Captain R.K. Smithley. You want to tell us a little bit about what he's got going on out there?
Yeah, his nickname's Captain Badass. So
that is so cool.
That's kind of what he's coined. Yeah, it's been a wild week so far. Wild couple weeks actually. Obviously, if anybody has watched the news or watched social media at all, there's some crazy wildfires going on out in LA right now, and so my dad has been a DC-10 firebomber for the past. This is his 11th season doing the firebombing in the DC-10. So, of course, as soon as that happened, 10 Tanker, which is the company that he works for, mobilized 2 of their DC-10 firebombers, and he was out there really since last Friday, and probably will be out there until at least Sunday or Monday. So
I was gonna say, so he's still out there then?
He's still out there. He flew. They flew the Palisades fire. Probably 2 or 3 days, just solid, just hammering and hammering and hammering. Finally got that contained, and then they flew the Eaton fire, which is the one north of LA, east of LA. They flew that a couple times, and seems like they've been kind of sitting the last couple days, which is a good thing. That means that they're not that they're not needed. That the grounds crews got most of it all under control. So crazy what's going on out there, but yeah, it's been wild for our family the last couple days.
No, what does he do for a day job, or is that his day job?
That's it. He's been a full-time pilot since the 80s, I think, since late 80s. He flew the DC-10 at World Airways for 20 plus years, graduated up to the MD-11, and then unfortunately that company went out of business, and kind of was looking around, had a couple different jobs here and there, and then in the airline industry. And then all of a sudden he got a call from 10 Tanker, and it worked out, and he's been doing that ever since. So it's a unique job, especially, aviation. Aviation itself is unique, but the firebombing portion is pretty wild for sure.
And it sounds like you're pretty proud of him.
I'm incredibly proud. I tell people all the time, I've been a NASCAR driver for about, this is my 10th year. I say he's got a way cooler job than I do.
And like you said, and I read that one fan said Garrett Smithley has the most badass dad in NASCAR.
Yep. I'm a little biased, but I think so.
No, I saw one of those DC-10 air tankers hit a drone or something. Was your father involved in that, or was that something?
Yeah, so it was actually one of the Canadian Scooper planes, I believe, that hit. It's been a really big problem having these drones that are out there. Everybody's trying to get their viral clip, and everybody's trying to get, just coverage of the fires and everything like that. And unfortunately, when that happens, and we've seen this at really any disaster area, we saw this a lot in North Carolina. When that happens, they have to completely shut down the airspace because it's such a danger. If one of those planes hit, it caused huge damage to that plane. It actually grounded that plane to where it can't work anymore.
It was beyond a duct tape repair?
No, it was, couldn't put on the 200 mile per hour tape, unfortunately. It was grounded, and FAA has to shut down the entire airspace, which means none of the grounds crew get any help. So do not fly drones around disaster areas. It's a big no-no.
There you go. There's your the more you know, as G.I. Joe would say back in the. Anyways, so let's talk about your racing. You've kind of bounced around from different racing teams since 2015. Are you hoping for a little bit longer tenure starting this year with SS Greenlight Racing? I think you've run with them before, haven't you?
I have. I've run more races than I thought. I think it's double digits that I've raced for them. And I always had a good time. I've always liked Bobby Daughter. I've always liked Jason Miller, who's going to be my crew chief this year. And yeah, to your point, I've been working on trying to find a full-time ride really since 2019 when I left JD Motorsports, and I went to Rick Ware for a few years, did some cup stuff here and there. Never did full season, got close a few times, but never did quite a full season. And then since then just kind of bounced around, and now I've got some stable footing. I've got some good sponsorship. I've got some good support and a huge opportunity ahead of me. So to answer your question, yes, this is something that I want to do for a long time. And I'm only 32. I feel like I've been doing this for a long time. I guess 10 years is quite a long time to do it. But for me, I'd like to do it for the next 10. And if this is my home, it's definitely a goal of mine for sure to make it.
So that our listeners know, what are your plans for 25?
Yeah, so full time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series with SS Greenlight Racing. Bobby Daughter's the owner over there. He owns the 07 car and the 14 car. I've driven his 07 car and 17 car several times in the past, and had some good success. Our best race, I believe, was at Talladega, 8th place a few years ago. And actually, that's the car that we're taking to Daytona this year. So really excited about that. But yeah, full-time Xfinity, looking at potentially doing some Cup starts. We're working on some things here and there. Haven't been in the Cup Series in a couple of years since 2022 with Rick Ware. So there's a couple opportunities on the table there. But my main focus for this year is the Xfinity Series with SS Greenlight, and hopefully going to do that for years to come.
Well, there was
any laps in the truck series.
I've raced some trucks. It's probably the series that I've had the least amount of laps. I have like 76 Cup races, 200 plus Xfinity races. That's really where I've made my bread and butter. And then I probably have maybe 10 truck races. So I started there with Mike Mittler in 2015, and just once I got the opportunity to run Xfinity with Johnny Davis, that's kind of where I ended up. I always thought that the Xfinity car better suited my driving style. I love driving off the right rear. Just love the low downforce of the Xfinity cars, and I think to this day, and a lot of drivers will back me up on this, the Xfinity car is the most fun car to drive at the top 3 series.
I was going to say the Daytona 500, a ride opened up with Mike Wallace being denied being able to run the 500 because he hasn't run in 10 years despite being in all kinds of 500s. Any chance you might get a ride there for the 500?
No, that's not on the table. I'm sure Carl is working really hard to find a driver, and I'm sure they'll have an announcement soon. But that's not on the table, unfortunately. But there's definitely some other Cup opportunities out there. So stay tuned.
So what are the expectations that you and your team have for this year running the full Xfinity series?
Yeah, I think Bobby can probably talk about this better. He hasn't had a full-time driver really since 2019 either. So I think last year in his 14 car, he had like 15 different drivers, which is it's so difficult for a race team to get that rhythm, right? It's so difficult for them, even just something as simple as changing the seat, which is not simple. Those guys in the shop were so happy when we signed our full-time deal that they said, oh, we can just use the same setup for all your different type of cars all year long. We don't have to change anything. And so they were really excited about that. And just something as simple as that can kind of throw off your whole momentum and throw off your whole group for the weekend. Just getting back in the swing of working with a crew chief and figuring out what my 1 to scale on a looser tight scale is when we're trying to get the car to drive better. So all of those things, I think, creates the opportunity for more success. I think we're still going to temper our expectations. The Xfinity Series is still ultra competitive. I mean, it's literally like the Cup Series was when I was racing for Rick Ware Racing. There's not a whole lot of, there's really no bad teams anymore. All of these teams are pretty well funded, really, really high effort. Everything's really expensive now. And everybody's, a lot of guys are leasing motors now. A lot of guys have really good motors. A lot of guys have the full tire allotment. So we're hoping to compete with those guys. Realistically, I think if we can finish top 25 every week, I think that's kind of our number one goal. At super speedways, we'd like to see, definitely top 15s, top 10s, and then, road courses, short tracks, if we can stay out of trouble and be there at the end, we have a shot for a top 20 finish at those places. So that's kind of what our goals are.
So you have no history with your crew chief?
I do, yeah. We've run every race that I have run at Bobby Daughter at SS Greenlight has been with Jason Miller. So we definitely have some history and some good history at that. We've always gotten along really well. We've always run pretty consistently competitive, and there's no reason why we can't continue that.
That'll definitely shortcut the perceived learning curve.
Yeah, it definitely will. And the good thing about both of us is that we have had to work with a lot of different people in our careers. I've worked with a ton of different crew chiefs, a ton of different teams. I adapt well, and he's had to do the same thing. So I would say after the first, 4 or 5 races, hopefully we're a well-oiled machine on and off the track, and we can just kind of put it in cruise mode and just go have success right off the bat.
Any other racing plans this year, such as like asphalt late models, or maybe doing like a Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell thing, getting in a sprint car? I don't know. You don't really do dirt from what I've seen, but anything like that in the works?
It's always on the radar. It just depends on the opportunity. It depends on the sponsorship. I'd love to run some road course, like kind of like a Trans Am or IMSA or really any road course racing. That's kind of the discipline that I have the least amount of experience at. So Would like to do some of that. Would love to run some short track late model races. Really love doing that. Didn't really get to do that coming up the ranks. I started Bandoleros and Legend cars and went straight to ARCA. So always love going back down to late models. But as of right now, just focusing on the Xfinity stuff. If some of that stuff comes about, I don't have any clause in my contract that tells me. That
I was going to ask that.
Yeah. So I can do anything I want. I did want to go to Chili Bowl this year. I have run that years ago. But with everything going on, with getting full time and all that good stuff, wasn't able to do that. So that's definitely on the radar. Would love to run at Millbridge, some micros here and there, just anything to keep me in the seat. It's a good thing. So I'm definitely not going to say no to anything other than a 410 sprint car. I'll tell you right now, I will not run a
Really?
No desire to do that.
So how'd you do when you ran the Chili Bowl Nationals? Did you make the alphabet soup?
I had a lot of fun.
Did you keep it all four wheels on the ground at least?
I will say I did. The best run that I had, funny enough, was the very first practice session that I had. I was completely wide-eyed. It was crazy. And then from that point forward, it was kind of a disaster. We had a tire go down in practice. We started on the pole for my heat race, very first heat race of my dirt career. Ended up finishing, but not very well. And then had some mechanical issues here and there, and then ran our double end main or something like that very early in the day on Saturday. But I'll tell you what, I won the party that day. Let's just say that.
Who's going to win this year's Chili Bowl?
Man, I mean, it's hard to bet on against Kyle Larson. I think it's has been a few years since he's run the Chili Bowl. All the big guns are back, Seabell and Larson and some of those guys. So I gotta bet on Larson, right?
That sounds like a safe bet. So let's talk about your Twitch. You mentioned Twitch because I said you had a green screen there. What do you do on Twitch, and how can people find you?
This is my Twitch studio. It's funny, when we were doing the COVID iRacing races on Fox, Mike Joy up in the booth was always talking about me being on my podcast because I have this nice microphone that you guys have. So I got this from Logitech. They sponsored me during the iRacing Pro Invitational stuff. We had a lot of success there. And through that, I just grew my Twitch streaming. So I live Twitch stream pretty much every week. I'm in an iRacing league called Core, and we race Monday nights. And it's just a fun way to just have fun, connect with my fans on a very intimate level. I have a bunch of different screens in front of me, so I've got chat up here, and I can talk to them while I'm live Twitch streaming, while I'm driving the car. I got my wheel under my desk here, and it's just really fun to be interactive and just give fans a chance to be a part of what I'm doing off the racetrack, and also giving my sponsors a whole nother avenue for exposure and content. And so we've had a lot of fun with it.
Speaking of which, what sponsors do you have on board the 14 car this year?
So when we did announce my full-time deal with SS Greenlight, we announced that I got Trophy Tractor back. They've been a staple in my career for a lot of years, so I'm happy to have them back. We got Dozer Winch coming back. Hopefully we'll have True Brand coming back. Rich Mar's going to come back. We've got some really exciting stuff coming up with Hire Heroes USA. We had them on my car actually on the last race of the season last year at Phoenix. And we're going to have some pretty exciting announcements with them. They're a nonprofit that helps military veterans transition out of the military and into the private sector. So basically trying to help veterans and veterans' families get jobs in the private sector. So stay tuned for some really cool announcements there. And then we've got some other cool announcements that really were the kind of the things that had to happen for me to go full time with SS Greenlight. And all I got to say is we've got the next 2 weeks are going to be crazy. We've got some pretty awesome announcements, so stay tuned for them. But we've got a lot of support. Still have a lot of inventory open this year on sponsorship side. So if there's any companies out there that want to get into Xfinity Series racing, partner up with somebody that likes to have a lot of fun. And really we have budgets for anybody out there. So always looking for support there. And but regardless, we've got a lot of support, and I'm very happy and very thankful to have the people behind me that I do have.
If we had a little bit larger budget, I'd reach out and put our sticker on there. But what's the best way people can follow you to keep up on all these announcements?
Yeah, it's just at Garrett Smithley across the board on social media. I've been posting a ton about my dad. I'm sure people have gotten plenty of content with everything happening with 10 Tanker and what he's doing. So follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's Garrett Smithley Racing on Facebook, TikTok. For now, I guess we'll see what happens with TikTok, but I am on there. And then my website, GarrettSmithleyRacing.com, is being redesigned. We should have brand new merch coming up. So a lot of exciting stuff in the SS Greenlight and Garrett Smithley camp this off season. And I'll tell you what, I'll be honest with you. I wish that I had another month before Daytona. I'm so excited to get back racing, but there's so much still to do. It's a little overwhelming, but we'll make it happen one way or another.
When do you head down to Daytona then?
The week of, usually Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll have some media stuff going on down there, and it really depends on the sponsors. We'll have an announcement for our Daytona sponsor here coming up really, really soon. And it's actually fun. It's a fun tradition for me to drive down to Daytona. Some guys fly. I like to drive down. It just sets the mood for the season. It kind of gets your mind clear. You get that adrenaline going on your way down, and that excitement. And you see LPGA Boulevard. You're almost there to the track, and it's. I'm super excited. I got a little bit more of a pep in my step going for 2025 this year.
Awesome. Yeah. Where do you call home these days?
Mooresville, North Carolina.
Okay.
I've been here for. I moved to North Carolina from Georgia about 11 years ago. Lived in Kannapolis. And then since then moved to Mooresville, which if anybody in the racing industry knows, that's where all of the race shops are. So we have a good time here, and then and then we'll be driving down. I put so many miles on my car. It's every year it's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Are you allowed to say what kind of car you drive?
Yeah, I can say I drive a. It's not what you would think. I drive a 2019 Genesis G70. So
okay,
Genesis are nice.
It is a wonderful road trip car. It's good looking. It's on the rarer side. Excuse me, on the rarer side. I like driving things that you don't see on the road very much. Got heated and cooled seats, so it's a perfect road trip queen. I'll tell you that.
Nice.
How's the weather in Mooresville? We've been looking at some miserable weather up here.
Cold. Cold. I went to, at the beginning of the month, I was in New York City for a wedding, and I came back to freezing cold temperatures and then snow at the end of the week. So we got a little bit of snow last week. I'm hearing that it may be a little bit of snow in the forecast for next week. I don't know. Everybody shuts down, including myself. I just stay indoors and don't go anywhere because we just don't have the infrastructure to treat the roads correctly. But hopefully it gets warmed up. And I'll tell you what, the Clash is coming up. The Cup Series Clash, first time ever at Bowman Gray. So look for that. I hope by the time the end of the month rolls around, when the Clash comes around, the weather is going to be a lot better. So I guess we'll see.
So your prediction for the Clash, is it going to be as insane as the weekly stuff at Bowman Gray?
I would say so. I would say so. I mean, the Clash at the Coliseum was always pretty crazy, and I'm guessing it's going to be even crazier. So
kick it up a notch or two.
It's definitely something that you're not going to want to miss. That's for sure. And these guys and girls are all home, so it's not like everybody's traveling out west. Everybody's home, so I think that there's probably going to be a little bit more aggression with that.
Are you going to go out there and watch it live, or are you going to watch it on TV?
Yeah, I think I'd like to make it out there. I've only been up there one time to watch the modified racing, and of course it's unlike anything else. It is one of the craziest short track spectacles I've ever seen. 17,000 fans around literally a football field, quarter-mile racetrack. I grew up running the quarter mile at Lindbergh Speedway in the Bandolers and Legend cars. So to watch full-size stock cars do it and beat and bang, it's a wild time. So you're definitely not going to want to miss it either in person or TV.
If you think stock car racing isn't a contact sport, you haven't been to Bowman Gray then.
It is there.
Yeah.
It is there.
Well, Garrett Smithley, I appreciate the time. It's been great talking to you, and we wish you the best on a successful 2025 season there.
Yeah,
Thank
when
you
you
so much.
When you get your first win in Xfinity, we expect you back.
Yeah.
100%.
That's something
yeah.
that I forgot
Yeah.
to tell.
Yeah.
Usually our guests, it's been a thing where our guests will go on and win their next race. So
Okay.
no expectations at Daytona. I'm just
All right.
saying.
Daytona, here we come. That sounds like
We'll give you a
good
couple of
idea.
race grace period, but we're expecting big things, Garrett.
Yeah, no, sounds good. Hey, thanks for having me on it, and I very much appreciate y'all bringing up my dad, and yeah, just so proud of him, and really everybody out there. I mean, he texted me. They said there's like 4,700 firefighters out there fighting from all different states. There's several fire bombers out there. Several different companies that do all these things, and so definitely want to pray for them and thinking about all the family members that are affected by it.
Well, and they've got crews from at least 3 countries: the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Yep, exactly right. So
Hopefully those fires get under control or out by the time Daytona starts, so that hopefully, I don't know, is your dad come and watch a race?
fingers crossed. That's the
Okay.
plan right now. He'll be at Daytona. Mom will be at Daytona. That's the plan. So it's going to be a lot of fun for us.
And we'll be watching.
My bad. We hit. I meant.
Latest racing news.
Nice
transition. I was wondering why it was going so long. I'm like, wait a minute, that should just be racing news. What's going on here? Here, let's pop that on there. So yeah, got a little bit of racing news to get to, and don't forget,
That was a great interview, though.
yeah,
Scott.
Garrett, awesome guy. He did. He said he'll come back on as soon as he wins.
Yeah.
So awesome. A little bit of racing news here. Oh, before I mention that, I want to say hashtag DCR. Put that in the comments of the Facebook Live or YouTube Live. We'll be doing that drawing here at the end of the show to win that DCR Graphics Hammer Down Racing Report sticker. You can always buy one of these from DCR Graphics, just $5. Get a hold of Dale Cole Jr., DCR Graphics, search it on Facebook, and he'll mail it to you or deliver it to you. Maybe. He might charge it to actually deliver it himself, but he'll drop it in the mail for $5 or meet you at the track, whatever. Anyway, racing news. If Elio Castroneves fails to qualify via time or the qualifying races for the Daytona 500, he may become the first driver to use the open exemption provisional in that case. And if he did, he would be starting 41st on the field, adding an additional car to the field.
How does that work?
Similar to the promoter's provisional used in short track and dirt track racing, the open exemption provisional guarantees a starting position for world-class drivers who enter a NASCAR Cup Series race.
Oh. Well, okay. That's pretty cool.
One of the new rules we'll be touching upon here, including what you had shared a little bit ago.
Right.
Again, that is the open exemption provisional. So one way or another, Elio Castroneves will be in the 500.
Helio's going to make it.
Yeah. OEP is the initials there for the open exemption provisional.
Okay.
And apparently Mike Wallace did not qualify for that.
He wasn't an international champion.
He was not, what was the exact wording here? A world-class driver, apparently.
Ouch.
Yeah. Even though he's
Ouch.
competed in quite a bit.
That stings.
He was planning to become, I think it was, did it say he was the oldest driver to run the Daytona 500?
Maybe.
I thought Dick Trickle was pretty darn old when he was around the 500. But anyway, his application, I guess, to run the 500 was denied because he hasn't run a large track since 2015, I think it was. Been 10 years, and they deemed that too long.
It's like riding a bicycle.
But that was the other arguments that were made. It was like, well, he's done this so many times. Did he just forget? I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know what it's. Yeah,
NASCAR at its finest.
The 2025 Flow Racing Night in America presented by Kubota schedule has been unveiled with 10 dates spanning 6 different states. The series will make an appearance here in Ohio at Eldora Speedway on Wednesday, June 4th to kick off the Dream Weekend. And hopefully that doesn't get canceled like it did last year and then become part of the World 100 weekend. But it was still cool either way, I guess. NASCAR has revised its damaged vehicle policy. Damaged cars can be serviced on pit road for 7 minutes. But
which is what they've
that
been
part's
doing
the same.
the last couple of years.
But then they need to go to the garage if they can't get back out on the track within that 7 minutes. But the part that's changed is there's no clock for garage repairs now.
So they could be in there for a half hour and still
come back out on track. And I believe they still have to meet minimum speed, though, to
right.
stay on track. But we may be seeing, like in the past, damaged cars like a Talladega or whatever coming back after 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it may be, just to try and get some points.
Well, and the current series of Cup cars are pretty sophisticated in some of the suspension pieces. So, yeah, I think it's a good rule.
Well, see, NASCAR did something you liked.
Yeah.
Crazy. JR Junior Motorsports, I should say, is entering the NASCAR Cup Series. They'll run their first race in this year's Daytona 500. Justin Allgaier has been selected as the driver. He currently drives full-time for Junior Motorsports in the Xfinity Series and is the defending series champion.
I wonder if that's one of the Stewart-Haas
one of the franchises. Or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Tricon Garage, which competes in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, will field a Daytona 500 entry for former Cup champion Martin Truex Jr. Marks the first Cup event for the Toyota team. So a couple of first time.
I hope his return is better than Jimmy Johnson's.
Yeah. I saw he released his 2025 race schedule too.
Really?
I didn't have a chance to look at it, so I didn't see how many. I just saw the headline and I was like,
Legacy Motorsports.
Yeah, he did not make a lot of waves in any of the races he was in last year. But anyway, NASCAR announced today that it will launch a FAST. Has nothing to do with NASCAR. That just stands for Free Ad Supported Television.
Okay.
Network. NASCAR is launching a channel, I should say, called NASCAR Channel. It's going live on Tubi starting Wednesday, January 29th. It's going to offer 24/7 NASCAR content, including classic races, rebroadcasts of current season races, documentaries, and more.
Available on Tubi?
On Tubi, yeah.
Tubi.
You got it,
Yep.
yeah. I think I just saw that the Super Bowl is going to be broadcast on Tubi in 4K.
Really?
Conjunction with Fox, yeah. Because I don't have that on my TV. I might have to get it just so I can watch the Super Bowl in 4K, and now this is on there. So there's all those streaming services that have all like Pluto's, they have all those free channels. They're just ad-supported channels. So there's no subscription or anything for that. Ought to be interesting. I don't know. It kind of sounds like old Speed Channel or I don't know.
I'm a longtime fan of Oak Island. And now you can watch that.
Hey, don't do any spoilers. I haven't watched this last week's episode.
But you can
yet.
watch it.
Old episodes.
Tuesday night is my bowling night. So if I want to watch this week's episode, I can watch it Wednesday morning. And it gives you the option of your normal 3 30-second commercials or one 30-second interactive commercial.
Oh, I have seen that.
I don't know I'm just not sure I want to give them any information to.
Well, you don't have to.
No.
Have you done the interact? Because I've done that once. I think that was on Roku.
I had my choice of 1 30-second interactive commercial or 3 or whatever it was.
Do the 30-second interactive. You don't have to do anything. Just watch it.
Yeah, but do they give you?
No.
They don't flood your inbox?
No, they don't ask for it. It's like, I think there was like a couple options you could click on. I just didn't click on any of it, and then it just played out, and after 30 seconds, it went back to whatever show it was watching.
Oh, so it didn't ask you any questions or
not
anything
at all.
else? Well, that's weird.
Did yours?
Well, why would they give you 1 30-second commercial or 3?
I don't know. I think we've gone off topic here. Victory Fuel, the flavored electrolyte water that is free from artificial coloring, no caffeine, and no carbonation, with a full load of electrolytes and 120% of your daily vitamins. It is the choice of many race teams on race day to stay properly hydrated. Contact local sales representative Tanya Conley for track concessions and for business wholesale inquiries, or you can order online at drinkvictory.com. Use discount code Conley Racing. I did not jazz that one up with
not yet.
with AI now. Contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs. I didn't jazz this one up either. I probably need to update this one. He's got action shots, victory lane shots, custom print magnets, can koozies, tumblers, wood plaques, slate that you can have photos on. A bunch of decorative items. Yeah, wind spinners, buttons, just to name a few, and 2025 calendars. Actually, I should have some from him by tomorrow, I think.
Really?
They should be in, yeah. I ordered some for my sponsors this year to kind of thank them. Freeze frame photos, special moments frozen in time. Get a hold of Charlie at 419-407-6994. And how about we give away some pizza?
Pizza.
Yeah. First, I got to mention, we had no Hammer Down hotline. Actually, there was a call, but they didn't leave a message.
Really?
So, unfortunately, no Hammer Down hotline to play back. But if you would like to call or leave a message, do so. 419-318-3081, anytime, day or night. Let us know your opinion on the new NASCAR rules.
Yeah.
Or memories of Bryan Motor Speedway if you caught our show last week. And again, apologies last week. We had issues with the audio for the live broadcast, the initial live broadcast,
right?
Because we were having some problems before, and then an input got switched, so we were just picking up the audio through this camera right here, and not through the board. So that's why you couldn't hear the call. But we had the revised show had been uploaded, and that is up. So if you missed any of that episode last week, make sure to watch.
And that would be available on either
Facebook or YouTube. Yep,
yeah.
it's on both of those. So there you go. Let's do this. I forgot we have this thing to do. This one.
How many?
Ooh.
Yeah, it was the right one too. Yeah. So last week's how many was how many late models will be at Golden Isles on Wednesday, last night. And you had until Tuesday to guess. Tuesday at 10:03 p.m. or 9:63.
Right.
As Joe had mentioned. And they canceled, so 0 was the number, and only one person picked 0.
Yeah.
Can you guess who that is?
Dean Henry.
Pizza guy himself, Dean Henry. Yes, you are the winner. Dean, get a hold of yourself to arrange to get your free one large, one-item pizza, courtesy of East of Chicago Pizza in Clyde. Congratulations, Dean. And this week's how many? Oh, no, I guess first we have to decide who won here.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to skip over that because
you lost.
Yeah, everybody lost except for you. You picked 29, and everybody was higher than you. I did 35. Roddy picked 45. Joe picked 43.
And the reason I picked 29 was I really thought it was going to rain out, but I was going to save a little bit there.
I got you. You didn't want to look too pessimistic.
Yeah.
I understand. So, with that, you get to go first for this week's How Many, which is Chili Bowl related this week.
18.
How many drivers will finish the Chili Bowl Nationals A main?
Oh, well, that was a good number.
I know.
I just pulled right out of the air.
That is a legitimate guess, yes. I don't think they start more than 24. I was looking through some of the other features. So if you guess like 25 are going to finish, you're probably going to be wrong.
In the past, we've done how many rollovers?
Yeah,
and I've seen quite a few of the rollovers where they put them back upright and
they
push
just
them
go.
off.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay with 18, Scott.
18 for that's how many are going to finish. How many drivers will finish? Not necessarily in the lead lap. They're going to finish.
Right.
Just as long as they take the checkered flag, that's all that matters.
And that's in the feature event.
In the very last main event, feature event, you probably have to stay up late Saturday night to watch it because there's all the pomp and circumstance that precedes that big race, which is fun to watch anyways. So I'll probably end up watching that.
I predict that Scott's guess is going to be 17.
I was actually thinking 19.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because you got to think these guys, cream of the crop. But although a lot of them will have how many are actually locked in during the week? I forget.
I don't know. Producer Dave.
It's only a few. So a lot of those guys may be racing a lot of races ahead of time. So I don't. I'm still going with 19. I'm sticking with 19.
Very good.
For your chance to win a large one-item pizza, courtesy of East of Chicago in Clyde. Put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. We'll give you until 8 o'clock on Saturday night. Because really waiting, you're not going to have an advantage unless the race is over.
Yeah.
So we'll say 8 o'clock on Saturday night. So if you're listening to us on the podcast Friday or Saturday morning, you got plenty of time. Just head on over to our Facebook Live video on the Facebook page or head on over to YouTube, whatever's easier for you, and just put in a number, and that's it. You can only guess once.
Ooh.
You can't. Yeah, Dave's being pretty pessimistic. He's been watching it all week, though, so he may be onto something there with a guess of 10. But you can only guess once. If you guess more than once, you get the black flag. And if you change your guess, you get black flag. So once you put your number in, you're locked in.
I want you to realize that you're stuck at 19 because you're bound by the same rules.
I wrote it down already.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna change that. So there you go. That's how many. Time running out to get in on our drawing for the Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker. Again, there it is. Just put hashtag DCR in the comments of our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live or Twitch. I think it works on Twitch too because Dave's monitoring all those. He's going to put them all in the big wheel, and we're going to spin and give a winner here just as soon as we go through our East of Chicago racing menu, which is right here.
This weekend's racing menu.
So, of course, Chili Bowl Nationals at SageNet Expo Center in Tulsa, continuing tonight through Saturday. Saturday's the big Alphabet Soup Day main event. Saturday night, that's when things wrap up, and the weather should not be a factor, as it is an indoor race.
Yeah.
Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series in action. Finally going to get their season underway with the Super Bowl racing at Golden Isles Speedway. Now scheduled to start tomorrow night and then run through Sunday. So that's Friday through Sunday at Golden Isles. A few races down under. High Tech Speedway Toowoomba. Saturday, it's Money in the Bank Champions Series, round number 3, featuring production sedans, wingless sprints, AMCAs, Mod Light, street stocks, and junior sedans. And then Manjimup Speedway on Saturday, it's Street Stock Stampede, featuring street stocks, modified sedans, production stocks, and super mods. And the World of Outlaws. I guess there was only two couple of races down under. World of Outlaws Late Model Series. Going to get things going with the Dirt Car Sunshine Nationals. That's kicking off at Volusia Speedway Park down there in Florida next Thursday night. So get with us first, and then you can switch on over and watch the World of Outlaws get their season going next Saturday night, or Thursday night, excuse me, down there.
And that'll be on Dirt Vision, right?
I believe so, yes. Should be. So there you go. So how about we determine who's going to win tonight's Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker. Producer Dave, whenever you're ready, go ahead and spin the big wheel to determine tonight's winner. And did you get, we had one last entry here. Oh, well, hopefully he got it. Here we go. I was wondering when it was going to start spinning.
That was a pretty good spin, Dave.
Yeah, that was a good one. Terry Goad, it looks like.
Hey.
Terry Goad, congratulations. You are the winner of this week's Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker, courtesy of DCR Graphics. I'm pretty sure you know where Ron Miller Race Cars is, right? He's been there a few times.
He's going to pop in to see his beautiful pink race car. Actually, his son's, but
It's pink.
It's pink.
Is it like a soft pink or like a Rusty Schlenk pink?
It's pretty shocking pink. Actually, it looks really cool.
And this is a truck?
Yes.
And it's going to be at Fremont this year?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure
Is it going to be there tomorrow when I come pick up that part?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think you'll like it.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Terry Goad. You have 30 days to claim that. So if you're coming tomorrow, you should be well within your 30 days.
I think.
Yeah. So, and again, thanks to DCR Graphics for providing that. Coming up again within maybe starting next week. Not sure if we'll be ready by then, but within the next few weeks, we're going to be giving away those Oakshade Raceway grandstand passes. Good for one night for a pair of passes each week as part of the celebration of 50 years of racing.
Will those be good for the special events too, like the birthday race?
Yeah. Same price all year long. So.
Wow.
There you go. You can even hold on to it for that. So, look forward to that here and brush up on your Oakshade Raceway history. I got quizzed this morning from Pam, and
really,
I could not answer any of them.
Really?
Yep. Here's a teaser. What was the date of the very first race at Oakshade?
Ooh.
All I could get was 1976. That's all I remember. And apparently it was a Friday night. At least we think it was.
Oh.
Actually. Anyway, thanks to producer Dave Kemmer, contributors John Young, Dean Henry, Matt Swanner, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on X at Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And always, you can check us out at HammerdownRacingReport.com. Shows are on there. Hammerdown Army's on there. You can get registered for the Hammerdown Army for 2025. At least all the information to get registered and what you need to do. Basically, it's just shooting us a picture of your car with Hammerdown Racing Report sticker on it.
And opinions are always available at Ron Miller Race Cars. We've got plenty of opinions.
Okay. And you can also share those opinions on the Hammerdown hotline.
Oh, yeah. 419-318-3081.
I do remember that. I never do. Make sure to rate and review us. Share us with your friends. That helps us out, too, as well. Thanks to our sponsors, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Magic Moment Entertainment, Victory Fuel, Dominator Race Products, and our new sponsor, welcome on board, Ty Torg Racing. A lot of racing-related things. Crazy on a racing show. Thanks to this week's guest, Garrett Smithley. It was a great talking with him. Actually, fun guy.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know that much about Garrett ahead of time, so pretty cool. Next week on the show, we're going to be speaking with the Palmyra Box Stock Light Champion, Karen Van Pelt. She's been bugging us to get on the show for a while. I told her win something, and we'll get you on. She won the championship, so that counts.
So now you got to do it.
So we'll be doing a little bit of go-kart talk next week and maybe talking some tires. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
It'll be a surprise. That'll be next Thursday night. So we'll see you next Thursday at 7 o'clock. That is a wrap on show number 362 of the Hammer Down Racing Report.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.